A huge new interstellar object, 100 times larger and brighter than Three-Eyed Atlas, has been found, and surprisingly, it's also on a path toward the Sun. Astronomers first spotted it on September 12, 2025, using the Swan instrument aboard the SOHO spacecraft. Just 2 days later, Australian comet expert Michael Matiaso captured a mind-blowing image. Its tail stretches 2.5 degrees wide, about 5 full moons across, completely dwarfing the tiny plume of Three-Eyed Atlas. The International Astronomical Union has officially dubbed it C2025 R2 Swan, named for its initial designation, Swan 25b. This news hit like a shockwave, because after Three-Eyed Atlas, the arrival of Swan R2, even bigger and stranger, has scientists asking tough questions. So what on earth is happening in our solar system all at once? Is this a second probe, a relay, or something totally different? At first, Avi Loeb and his team thought it might have come from Three-Eyed Atlas itself, perhaps a piece broken off from a larger ice body, or even a scout craft deployed by a technological mothership lurking way out in space. But senior collaborator Peter Vest confirmed the reality is more concerning. They are arriving from completely different directions. Swan screams in from Aquarius, while Three-Eyed Atlas emerges from Sagittarius near the Milky Way's core, yet somehow they are converging on the Sun at almost the exact same time. This timing is simply impossible to ignore. Both will swing close to the Sun in October 2025, nearly side by side on a cosmic scale. At perihelion, Swan will be about 150 million kilometers from the Sun, while Three-Eyed Atlas passes at 203 million kilometers, a gap of only 50 million km, and that distance is shrinking as their velocities change. Even more ominous, they will both disappear behind the Sun at once, hidden from every telescope on Earth. Two interstellar visitors with overlapping orbits, one solar encounter, and no way to see what happens next. Now, if you compare Three Atlas with Swan R2, it feels like a warship next to a drone. Spectroscopic scans of Three-Eyed Atlas have already stunned scientists. It has a solid nickel body with no iron at all, a metal blend found only in advanced industry, not nature. Instruments inside measured a 10-gigawatt nuclear core, and its tail behaved like engine thrust, not melting ice, emitting tightly columnated carbon dioxide at a steady speed, a pattern no natural comet produces as Three Atlas nears the Sun. Its exhaust suddenly shifted from red to green the very moment its path changed, which Avi Loeb calls thrust mix modulation. The craft was adjusting its burn as heating increased, with the color shift as visible proof. Three Atlas was terrifying enough, but the real shock came with R2 Swan. Loeb's team detected a silver plasma shield wrapped around a nickel-cobalt armored hull that completely dwarfs Three-Eyed Atlas. This isn't just passive shielding. It's a living electromagnetic barrier with off-the-charts energy levels capable of bending solar wind and deflecting radiation far beyond what a solid shell could ever do. Its tail spans 2 full degrees of the sky, about 5 full moons wide, roughly 100 times bigger than the thin plume trailing Three-Eyed Atlas. As it neared perihelion, Swan's glow flared brighter and shifted to a brilliant white-green, exactly as Loeb's sensors picked up tiny thrust pulses, confirming a precision plasma drive steering system. Its exhaust is a dense nickel and cobalt iron plasma mixed with carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide, a signature Loeb says is impossible without a directed plasma engine. Then came the most terrifying finding: the core. Three Atlas had already shocked the world with its 10-gigawatt nuclear reactor, about 50 times the output of Chernobyl. But Swan's plasma core outputs over 10,000 gigawatts every second. A power level Loeb compares to 2 black holes colliding scaled down and contained inside a single machine. In his words, 3, Atlas was only the scout. Swan R2 is the fortress, a nickel-cobalt plasma vessel with a power core beyond human comprehension. Just when scientists thought they'd seen it all, NASA and JPL analyzed its orbit and uncovered a staggering truth. Swan R2 returns to visit our sun every 554 years. This is not a quick one-time flyby. It's a returning visitor on a cycle so long it stretches far beyond the entire history of human civilization. Its closest approach to the sun will happen in October, the very same month 3 Atlas reaches its own perihelion. We have 2 objects with anomalous properties passing near the sun within days of each other, one on a hyperbolic flyby, one on a bound 22,000-year loop. For Avi Loeb, the question shifted from, is this the same object, to, is this a system? According to Mr. Loeb and his team, Swan R2 is not a normal comet, but an automated machine sent by an advanced civilization far older than our own. For them, a 22,000-year orbit would feel like a routine patrol. At near light speeds, time slows down for the traveler. So what looks to us like thousands of years could be only months to them. In this view, Swan R2's return isn't a fluke, it's an appointment. But why return on such a vast interval? In Loeb's scenario, each passage could be part of a scheduled maintenance cycle, collecting superheated plasma from the sun as fuel, adjusting huge sensor networks hidden around the planets, or downloading data from secret stations buried in the asteroid belt, under polar ice, or even inside planetary crusts. It might also check on parked spacecraft, refresh navigation beacons, or update star maps. The sun may act as a power source or a navigation beacon, and the 22,000-year loop provides enough time for new information to accumulate before the next pass. It could be a scheduled maintenance, run a resupply trip, or a giant data upload to a network of distant stars. In other words, what seems to us like a centuries-long mystery could be for them a regular service call. They refuel, update, retrieve, and leave again on a timetable older than human civilization itself. Another possibility he suggests is that Swan R2 has come to deal with 3I Atlas. If Atlas was a scout, Swan could be the heavy lifter, arriving to collect its data, recover its power core, or destroy it before humans get too close. Some even imagine the 2 objects are from opposing factions of an ancient struggle, rival probes converging on our sun to control a critical resource. The sun's energy, magnetic fields, and gravity could be essential for stabilizing wormholes or powering galactic networks. What we see as sunlight, they may see as fuel. But archaeologist Graham Hancock's team has offered more unsettling reasons. He notes that the last time Swan R2 passed close to the sun was roughly 22,000 years ago, at the end of the last ice age, precisely when humanity began creating monolithic structures and the earliest star maps. The Great Pyramid, the massive stone blocks at Giza, the perfectly aligned shafts pointing to Orion. All of these may be echoes of a prior contact, or at least an awareness of these cycles. In his model, ancient builders might have copied or memorized the patterns of these returning stars, encoding the arrival schedule of these probes into their architecture. The pyramid shafts pointing to Orion, the ancient calendars tracking precession. They may not be just random cultural artifacts, but warnings and instructions passed down from a time when the last great visitor came near. This theory would explain the extraordinary precision of ancient structures, the sudden emergence of agriculture and mathematics, and the obsession with the sun in early civilizations. If Swan R2's route has been fixed for tens of thousands of years, then the people who built the pyramids could have seen it with their own eyes blazing across the sky with a 5-moon tail and built their monuments to mark its path. But Loeb challenges this theory and raises the obvious question, why now? After millennia of silence, there have been 3 anomalies in less than a decade. Oumuamua 3, I-Atlas, and now Swan R2. Avi Loeb believes this timing may be a direct reaction to us. For more than half a century, humanity has been broadcasting its existence to the stars, radio and television signals, deep space radar pings, the Arecibo message, and the twin Voyager golden records drifting outward as a slowly expanding sphere of data. By now, those signals have washed over dozens of nearby star systems. In Loeb's scenario, that bubble of noise finally reached the right listeners, and their response wasn't a single craft, but a sequence. First, Oumuamua in 2017, a dark silent scout. Then 3 Atlas, a nickel-bodied probe with a nuclear core. And now Swan R2, a silver plasma fortress with a power core rivaling black hole collisions. Loeb suggests this is no coincidence. Our transmissions may have triggered a dormant schedule or reactivated an ancient surveillance network. What we see as comets may in fact be machines sent to audit a new civilization that has just begun shouting into the dark. The golden record was a greeting. These could be the visitors arriving in reply. Its emergence from the sun's glare is a stark reminder of how fragile our observational net still is, and how easily something vast can pass unnoticed until it's suddenly right before us. What's striking is not only the object itself, but the wider silence surrounding these events. No government, no major space agency, neither in America nor in Europe, has yet treated such discoveries as matters of common concern. Official voices remain quiet, as if the less said, the less responsibility they must bear. And yet the sky isn't silent. Swan R2 and 3I Atlas are not just comets, they are signals. Signs of the limits of our categories, of the need for new frameworks, and perhaps of our own place in the cosmos that still resists us. It feels at times like the start of an ancient drama. The signs are there, but the chorus prefers silence. The risk is that by ignoring the oracle, we miss the lesson it carries. The cosmos won't wait for us. It speaks whether we listen or not. So which theory do you believe: routine maintenance, an ancient surveillance network, or a direct response to our signals? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more mysterious deep space investigations.